all, I'd like to see the chef face to face. These are the best Cajun chicken niblets I've ever had. Also, we're gonna want to get dessert. I'm wondering which wine pairs best with the Oreo cheesecake.
I wouldn't know that.
You don't know? Okay, perhaps you should send over the house Somalian.
Greg is from Nigeria.
No, I don't mean Craig. I don't see how this helps us. I just want cheesecake with a good wine.
Okay, let's skip dessert. Just get some more drinks, huh?
What the hell did you expect?
What the hell do you expect?
Hey, has it been about 10 seconds since we looked at our lemon tree?
It has been about 10 seconds till we looked at a lemon tree.
Hey, what the fuck?
I'm levitating.
What the F?
I feel warm and I'm levitating.
What the F? What are we really doing here?
Step 4. Use the money to build a pony made of cronuts.
Dude, give me a bark. This is grass clippings. Give us the real deal or we're out of here.
Oh, you're smart, huh?
I did half a semester at Bard, so
Yeah.
don't with me. Well, thank you for that. That's a great weight off my mind. Now, I mean, if you wouldn't mind telling me who the fuck you are, apart from someone who feeds people to pigsicles.
I don't know who that is, and I don't care to find out.
Hello, and welcome to What the Hell Did You Expect? I am your host, Kevin Ryan, weighing in this week at 191 pounds, and I'm sure that number will change after Thanksgiving break. But yeah, this right here is episode number 21 in a collector's series, and for those of you listening live on air, which are probably none of you, you'll notice that we started a minute earlier too. That, you know, strangely we don't have people in front of us again this week. I don't know what's going on with that radio program.
Dead.
I've just gotten news from my co-host that our hosts before us are dead. I don't know where I was
Why
going
is my
with that
mic
at
so
all.
loud?
I think both of our mics are so loud.
My mic is really loud. I can hear myself. It's
Well,
great.
yeah, I can hear myself too. And okay, let me put on the magic headphones of radio and professionalism. Okay, and now talk at me.
Hello, Gavin.
Yeah,
My name is
see,
Colin
your-
Baxtress.
Your sound level is about equal to mine right now.
Even though mine's coming out of the stereo much louder. That's just really interesting. I wonder if there's going to be an echo on the recording.
There might be. I mean, I was listening to last week's recording too, and I noticed that my voice was considerably softer than yours.
Yeah.
Because I was talking into the side of the mic like this, so that I could actually see you. This mic, for all of our tens of listeners out there, this mic that I'm talking into is broken to the point where it is held onto the mic stand by tape, just like a big old wad of tape. So I can't really rotate it to a comfortable position for me to talk at Colin with. So I'm sort of looking at a wall which is about 45 degrees to the right of Colin.
We are a well-funded organization.
We're sponsored by KLC and it
KFC.
sucks. And KFC, that's true.
They totally gave us lots of money for last week's episode.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the endorsement from last week's episode. Also, I apologize for blowing your earballs out at the beginning of this show. Also, I forgot that when I pushed the slider up all the way, it sounds fucking terrible on the recording, and I realized that like 3/4 of the way through the intro, and then I turned it down. But I promise you next week I will remember that so you don't have to cover your earballs again.
We will have a show next week.
Yeah, we will have a show next week.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Because Thanksgiving, you're coming home with me, and you're going back down here with me.
Yay. Trains.
So, yeah. Dude, I love trains.
I know,
I think trains are my favorite form of transportation.
I agree, which is why we had that train video voiced by Sean Bean on the show the other day.
I forgot about the Sean Bean train. Was it Train Simulator that was? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Train Simulator 2014 or something like that.
Yeah. No,
by the way, Goat Simulator is now an MMO.
Yeah, I heard about that. And it's a free-to-play MMO,
Yeah, free-to-play MMO.
Like, Wait, do you have to have the game Goat Simulator?
I don't
to play
know.
The
I
MMO?
haven't looked at it. I know it exists. I know some people who've played it, but I haven't asked yet.
Because I might get it. Yeah. Basically, Goat Simulator sounds like the best thing ever. It just, when it came out, it wasn't worth spending $10 for me, so I just didn't bother with getting it.
Has Eric played any more of Five Nights at Freddy's?
I don't know.
Okay.
In all honesty,
I'm gonna guess not. If I had to guess,
probably not. Well, no, actually, Natalie might have, because she asked, probably on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
She asked Eric, "Hey, how scary is Five Nights at Freddy's? What is that game like?" And I think she did play it for a little while.
Cool. Because we bought it for like $225 on Eric's computer the other night, like as like a Halloween thing. And I want it. I just want it now. Like now that I've played it, like I actually want to beat the game. So I'm like, ooh.
What even is that game?
What is it like? It's like it's kind of like it's a game filled with pre-rendered backgrounds, and you are stationary in this spot in the back of like a long hallway, say, for example. That's not actually how it is, but it's a good metaphor. And there are monsters, except they're animatronic animals in lieu of, like, say, Chuck E. Cheese's or Disneyland, running down at you from this hallway. And you have to check these monitors, because this hallway has a bunch of rooms, and it's actually very complicated. And you get to check these monitors where the animal monster things are, and you have to, like, prepare and manage how much electricity you have, and you have a certain amount of electricity per night, and you have to last from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., but it's actually about 12 minutes per level. And you have to not die. And you have doors that you can close on these guys, but if you close the doors, you run out of more power, and some of them get out. Some of them are really fast. Some of them only go to one door or another, and it's not a tower defense game. It's more like just a defense game.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
There is no way to attack or anything. There is no positive Jing. It is entirely
so you just have
Jing.
to outlast them.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like something I would never play.
Yep, it's hard. We tried it, if you recall. It was very hard.
Yeah, I do remember you guys trying it, yeah.
And the sequel came out recently, which is really good,
really?
apparently, and I really want to play it.
Is that Six Nights at Freddy's? Or?
No, it's Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is a rather misleading title.
Yeah, that's strange. Yeah. Okay.
I guess there's another Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, so in aggregate, that's about 10 Nights at Freddy's, which, I mean, really, you'd think after the first Five Nights at Freddy's with the animatronic monsters coming after you, you'd think you'd learn your lesson and not go back to Freddy's, especially for 5 nights.
Yeah, well, it's different guys. Apparently, the second one's actually a prequel. Allie is really, really into it, and I've been talking to her about it.
So the sequel is a prequel?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It totally does. I don't know. I like horror games, so this tickles me in a way I enjoy.
Yeah, I'm not a particular fan of horror games, as you experienced when we did that playthrough of Amnesia, and I literally had to leave the room at a few times.
Yeah, water monster, dude.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that water monster. I have feelings about water.
Such feelings. I know.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin. I was about to call you Cora, but hey, Kevin, have you watched Cora?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, okay. So from this angle, since I'm not speaking to your face this week, I'm looking up at like the I don't even know what you would call. What do you call this thing?
Corkboards.
Yeah, I'm looking up at the corkboard on the wall of the KLC studio, and looking at some of the like, guidelines and rules and stuff, and it's like, take 20 minutes at least looking at new music and new artists before your show. Dedicate yourself to your listeners. Make a playlist. Find out what's going on. Look at ticket giveaway sheet. Promote KLC. Like, I doubt we do a single one of these
we don't. Hey, KLC, we're a talk show and we break all of your rules. How do you feel about that? They must like us. They brought us back for another semester.
Well, it's not necessarily that they like us. It's not like they were overflowing with applications and they had to turn people away. They put us in because, you know, why not? Because
Yeah.
we're two guys who want a radio show.
We had a show
That's
last
literally
semester.
the only reason why we have a radio show right now is because we're two guys, two wild and crazy guys who got a radio show.
Speaking of wild and crazy, do you like the new icons on the YouTube page?
On the YouTube page?
Yeah, the little thumbnails for the videos. I changed them. They're no longer the Skyrim guard on top of the
have not
cabbages. It
noticed.
is now the Skyrim guard swimming through cabbages.
I had not noticed that.
Yeah, that's fine. I figured for episode 20 we should flip things up a bit, especially after being gone for 2 weeks. Like, no, guys, it's okay. We were gone for 2 weeks because we were preparing to make the thumbnail.
Exactly.
Like, it took us 2 weeks to make this thumbnail.
Such a minute detail, but it took so much.
It actually takes about 30
effort.
seconds per thumbnail. It's really great.
They don't need to know that.
Yeah. Isn't that right, Black Santa? Is that
Ho, ho,
racist?
ho.
I feel like it is. I don't know. Let's not even talk about that.
Yeah, we're not. That is a topic we are not even going to delve into this week. And you people listening, just don't worry about it. Shit, I'm trying to get to my run sheet, and because I can't look at my computer, I have to.
Do you need me to beatbox for you to fill
out
the
of
gap?
the absolute corner of my eye. No.
I can't beatbox.
I mean, that wasn't bad.
Thank you, Kevin.
No, on a scale of terrible to Nicki Minaj, that was...
Is Nicki Minaj really good at beatboxing?
No.
Okay.
I just pulled a random name out of my ass.
That's
or
like
head.
Isn't she a singer?
Sort of. Rapper, singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if she can rap, I'm assuming she can also beatbox.
Probably.
Is that a poor assumption to make? I'm not actually sure.
I don't think that's a poor assumption to make. I'm not really sure either. I don't know personally a lot of rappers.
Yeah, neither do I. Yeah. Did you ever see the TED Talk about the guy who is a professional beatboxer?
I might have, honestly.
It's really great.
I watch a lot of TED Talks.
Yeah, people look that up if you haven't seen it. It's really wonderful. It's just this guy who he puts his hands in front of his mouth and he makes all of these different kinds of noises and beatboxing and he sounds really good. It's really weird. How do you do that?
Yeah. TED Talks are really... I fucking love TED Talks.
I know, right?
God damn it.
So for those of you at home who can't see us in the studio, my phone was too close to the speaker and the speaker started to go and I just threw my phone across the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
A plus. What was I saying? Oh,
TED Talks.
Yeah. No, I watched one the other day. It's deceptive to TED Talks are because you watch enough of them and you're like, wow, if enough people just watched these 3 or 4 TED Talks, we could change the world. And then you actually start delving into the science and the criticism and everything about those TED Talks, and you're like, oh wait, but that idea is wrong for this reason or whatever. Regardless, though, I was watching a TED Talk the other day about farmed fish, and because basically we have overfished the ocean so much that continuing to eat wild fish is just extremely unsustainable. This guy was saying, farm fish is the way of the future, and that's not so bad if we can do it in a specific way that isn't damaging to the environment. And
didn't we talk about overfishing last week too?
Did we?
I think
maybe we did.
I think it came up. I'm talking really quietly because my voice is really amplified.
NPR.
And I'm NPR. Speaking of NPR, not to go away from your TED Talk about fish.
No, let's go away from the TED Talk about fish. I'm bored
the other day
about
I was talking to Sean, a person who I know, and she was like, "Hey, Colin, you should listen to NPR." And I just had this moment of clarity. It was like, you and Kevin would get along so well.
Yeah, in all of the moments in which I've met Sean, I've been like, because you know how intensely skeptical and judgmental I am initially. But, also, once you get past that short phase of Kevin being very intensely skeptical and judgmental, I'm actually a pretty okay guy. I think it's fair for me to toot my own horn about me being like a decent guy and
You're
everything.
pretty all right.
Yeah.
I'd go get KFC with you at 3 a.m.
That's a great I mean, that should really be the metric for who do you vote for. Instead of who would you go get a beer with, it should be who would you go get KFC with at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I'd totally do that. I'd be down. Let's do it. We still haven't gone to get Mexican food with Odessa.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Definitely.
And also, KFC is not open at 3 a.m. Unfortunate, but true fact.
I was thinking of Denny's then.
Yeah, Denny's would actually be great. I love Denny's unabashedly. I have a lot of mixed
so much
feelings.
guilt.
No, I know, me too. I fucking hate that I love Denny's, but I love Denny's, and I also love to hate Denny's. But okay, NPR, yeah, NPR is awesome. I mean, it's not like actually using awesome to describe NPR just seems so unfitting.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. They're classy. They're informative,
they're very
entertaining.
They're extremely entertaining and informative. One of my favorite things right now is, have you heard of a podcast called Serial?
In passing, perhaps.
Okay, because there's this woman named Sarah Koenig who made this podcast called Serial. It was originally an extension of This American Life, which is done by Ira Glass, who a lot of people know.
Yeah, I've
This
heard
American
of it.
Life and Ira Glass. But so the deal with Serial is Sarah Koenig for a year investigates a murder that happened in 1999 that is still largely kind of unsolved. I mean, they did like arrest and convict a guy for it, but his arrest and conviction in the court case and all the evidence was sort of like suspect. It didn't really all quite add up. There's always been something fishy about the case. So the podcast is her spending a year going back and doing her own investigation of the whole case. And it's really like, oh my God, it's addictive. It's very well done.
Excellent.
And I listened to about the first 4 episodes in the past 24 hours.
We'll put a link to it in the show notes that we don't have.
No, I mean, it's really easy to look up, though. Just look up Serial Podcast on Google, and you'll get to
Cereal as in breakfast or cereal as in killer?
The latter.
Okay,
Killer.
good to know.
Yeah.
Serial Podcast, now with Lucky Charms guy.
Man, let me tell you about them Lucky Charms, man.
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Kevin Ryan, NPR. You heard it first.
Hey, Kevin, how hard is it to get a show on NPR? Could we get a show
Difficult.
on NPR?
Oh, my God, no. Oh, my God, no. We are the last people NPR would hire to do a radio. Well, no, I mean, there are some, like, on some of their weekend shows, they do things that are more like our format, which are, like, ridiculous and just two guys having fun. Like Car Talk, for example.
Yeah.
Car Talk was just sort of two guys doing their thing. I mean, as you can assume by the title, they talked a lot about cars as well, but they also just sort of talked about whatever, and they had callers, and sometimes they just go off on total tangents.
Yeah.
But in short, that is in such low demand, and that is such a niche thing that, like,
wait, so what do
no
actual radio hosts talk about then?
Well, on NPR is mostly news.
Capiche.
So I mean, there'll be different news programs throughout the day. The general format is like, let's take a show like All Things Considered, on NPR, and what they do is they'll take a bunch of stories in the news from the day, and they'll sort of go through them and interview, there'll be an NPR correspondent wherever that story is, who's on the ground sort of interviewing people and recapping things and going over the main points of the story. And, if there's a controversial issue that they're doing, they'll interview someone on both sides of the issue. If, usually if they do 2 or 3 like serious stories, they'll then switch to, a personal interest story about like a woman who opened a lingerie shop out of her caravan or something. And it'll be a really interesting little personal interest story. And then they'll jump back into some interesting news. There's like and there are some more specialized shows. Like there's ones all about economics. It's sort of all over the place. But
Do they have a food show?
Yeah, and it's really terrible.
Wow.
It's like one of the shittiest radio food shows. I'm sorry, NPR, but it really is. That's why, like, when I want to listen to a food radio show, Terry Douglas Tom Douglas and Terry Rotaro. Remember, we were talking about that fancy French restaurant last week that we went to. Terry Rotaro is the guy who owns that restaurant, and he's got a radio show in Seattle with Tom Douglas.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Who Tom Douglas is just like the restaurateur in Seattle. I mean, not like anymore, but he's still a really big player. He owns like Wild Ginger and a bunch of the big, well-known restaurants around Seattle. And the two of them have a podcast called I don't remember actually.
Yep. So not only do we not have the name of the podcast, but the guy's name, Rotaro, is impossible to spell.
It's a French name, so spell it as if it was French.
So spell it, Kevin.
Well, and the other thing is Terry. Well, okay. Here's how would you spell Terry? If I told you the guy's name was Terry Rotaro, how would you spell Terry?
I'm going to assume from the fact that you're asking that it's a weird spelling, so I'm going to go with Teri, and then Rotaro is Rout.
No, already wrong on both counts. Terry, the French spelling of it is Thierry.
Of course it is.
Which is like Thierry. Thierry.
Ma chérie.
Actually. But
Jacques
and then
Cousteau.
Rotaro would be Rautea. Nah, I don't fucking know. It would make sense if I actually had like a pen and paper and was writing it out.
Yeah.
Because like I actually took French, and French spelling to someone who knows French is actually really fucking intuitive. Like it just sort of clicks after a minute.
Excellent.
But to someone who doesn't speak French, French spelling looks like it makes no sense at all. Which, yeah, it kind of doesn't. You just have to go
Fair
with
enough.
it.
Japanese is easy. It's just a bunch of funky moon characters.
Lol, Japanese looks like the hardest fucking... I think it's just because I've never learned a language that had characters other than, like, characters in English.
I think, are they called Arabic characters?
No, Latin characters.
Yeah.
Or Roman characters? Latin.
I don't know.
Latin Vulgate.
Yep.
Something like
Stargate Infinity.
Yeah, Stargate characters. Perfect.
Exactly.
There we go.
So I played this game the other day, going on a complete tangent, because hey, segues. Vroom, 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 vroom. Just imagine Bill Gates on a Segway. I played this game the other night after Friday nights. Like I go to a club, then I go to another club, and I went to Gaming Society, and we played.
Wait, okay, sorry. By club, do you mean like school club? Or
yes.
club,
Okay,
like
I don't mean like
clubbing?
nightclub.
Sorry.
What the hell, Kevin? It's me.
Well, I know, but you could have branched out in the past week, and I
yeah,
didn't know
totally.
About it.
I'm a hella clubber now. It's like really it's in my blood.
Yeah, I also watched a special on Ibiza yesterday, which is an island full of clubs in the Mediterranean.
I'm gonna assume you mean like nightclubs, other than
Yes,
like battering ram
nightclubs.
clubs.
Yeah, nightclubs.
Okay. So nightsticks that police beat people with.
Yeah, exactly that. Sorry, I totally cut you off. Friday night is your club night.
No, Friday night is
You
club
go
night because
clubbing.
I go to anime club because I don't own it.
own it?
I am Fior. No, it's like what am I? I'm God Emperor of the
Czar?
anime club. Yeah.
You czar?
And I do things, but then after that I went to Gaming Society, which is the biggest club on campus, and it was great.
Wait, is Gaming Society really the biggest club on campus?
Historically, yes, it has the highest
Really?
membership of any club on campus by
I
a
didn't
large
know that.
margin. Yeah, you're doing this funny thing with your neck right now.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, we play. Okay, moving to the topic. Sean, myself, this cool Japanese dude named Go, and a couple of Sean's friends, I'm not gonna name them.
Did
yet.
he have another friend named Stop?
Oh my god, shut
I'm
the
sorry.
fuck up.
I'm so sorry.
The Japanese
I
are frowning
had
at you right now.
to.
I think that was Harry and the other guy. I'm sorry. But we played this game called Carcassonne, which, if you've never heard of it, is a game. It took us 3 hours to play. We started at 9, ended at midnight, and it's this board game where you simulate agriculture.
That sounds
It was
fascinating.
so boring. Because it's like every turn you have to like, well, I'm going to plow a field, and then I'm going to put some corn in it, and then I'm going to grow some corn, and then, oh, wait, a wild boar is in my house, and then you keep a wild boar in your house, and then you get I got second to last as opposed to last, because in the last turn there was this card that was flipped up where like, because it is you have all these options, and every turn a new option is given to the players, and then you have whoever, like, you have these little like markers, and you have to pick options, but then the next person can't pick that option, and you have to like take up all the options, and then every round all the pieces come up and you go through the options again.
What?
Never mind. Basically, I got higher than I would have by having a ton of babies, and it worked out. Because normally you have to build extra houses for your babies, but no, I found this special card that allowed me to just shove more babies into the houses I already had, and it worked out.
You got high by shoving babies into houses.
High? What? I didn't get high.
No, you just said you got higher than you thought by...
Yeah.
Do you mean like points-wise?
Yes,
Okay.
I got like 19 points as opposed to like 16. It's great.
Woohoo.
Yeah, so
Did-
that's what I
so
did.
did
I
any of the other people...
3 out of 10 would not recommend.
Did any of the other people playing this game seem to be having any sort of fun?
Yeah. Go was having fun. The only guy there who had played it before was
Stop.
having fun. No.
I'm
No,
so-
his name was
okay.
not Stop.
I'm sorry.
He was a very, well, what would you do if you ran into a dude named Stop? Like, hey, Stop. Like,
I would treat him like a guy whose name was... I don't know.
I was stopped in my tracks by just how like incredulous that is.
I mean, I would probably make puns on his name.
Exactly.
I did that with like, there was this one kid in my in like grade school whose name was Graham, and every opportunity I had, I would make like a pun at his expense about graham crackers or something graham related, and he hated me for it, but I kept doing it. I forget his last name though. Doesn't matter at this point. Anyway, speaking about, actually, this has nothing to do with anything we've been talking about. Are you
Kevin,
familiar?
It's
what?
been kind of it's like an hors d'oeuvres kind of evening of topics.
An hors d'oeuvres?
An hors d'oeuvres. I think that's the word. Or like a sample platter. That's a better word for it.
Okay, you mean like a smorgasbord?
Yeah, that works too.
That would probably work better, because hors d'oeuvres just means like little things you have before dinner.
Yes. So what is dinner? I don't know. I'm hungry. Let's
Yeah,
get KFC.
so-
No, it's not actually. But yeah.
This is not going to help your hunger at all. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
So you know what a turducken is, yeah?
Yeah, we tried to make in high school, Sam and I tried to make a something like that, but it was with like, it was a pie inside a cake inside a pie.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It didn't work.
Of course it didn't. Fucking duh.
But we tried, and that's what counts.
Oh my god. Well, there's a slightly bigger version of a turducken,
Really?
called, and you won't be surprised that it was born in France, because the name is rôti sans péril, which means roast without parallel.
Yeah.
17 birds, each one stuffed inside the other.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah,
That's so many birds.
it's a lot of birds. I'm going to try and find the list of birds. Okay, here we go. It's a bustard, which is slightly bigger than a turkey, and it's like a European version of a turkey.
Yeah.
So it's a bustard stuffed with a turkey, stuffed with a goose, stuffed with a pheasant, stuffed with a chicken, stuffed with a duck, stuffed with a guinea fowl, stuffed with a teal, stuffed with a woodcock, stuffed with a partridge, stuffed with a plover, stuffed with a lapwing, stuffed with a quail, stuffed with a thrush, stuffed with a lark, stuffed with an ortolan, bunting, stuffed with a garden warbler, stuffed with an olive, not like an olive, or no, never mind. Yeah, actually, like an olive.
like an olive?
Yeah, like an
like a black olive.
Yeah, like a black olive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a bird.
Stuffed with an olive, stuffed with an anchovy, stuffed with a single caper. With layers of Lucca chestnuts, force meat, which is basically like ground up meat.
Yeah.
And bread stuffing between each bird, stewed in a hermetically sealed pot in a bath of onion, clove, carrots, chopped ham, celery, thyme, parsley, mignonette, salted fat pork, salt, pepper, coriander, garlic, and other spices. Cooked slowly over a fire for at least 24 hours.
Jesus Christ.
I want that.
I want that. I want to experience that.
Unfortunately, a lot of those birds are not birds you can pick up at your local Mega Mart.
Yeah, I can
and
tell.
A few
like
of them,
like a lark? Like
a few of them are even endangered.
Oh.
So
that's frustrating.
You know, there is a dish, and I forget the name of it, where you take a songbird and you take a songbird that's still living and drown it in alcohol, like cognac. Like
Jesus Christ.
And then once it is drowned in the alcohol, you pluck it and you roast it. And it's supposed to be really, really good.
And the flavor comes from killing a bird with alcohol.
Yeah, well, because you drown the bird with alcohol, what happens is it like actually ingests the alcohol before it dies.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's marinated from within as well.
That's so dark.
And the alcohol has like weird enzymes that help break down some of the cartilage and bones, so you can basically eat the songbird whole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even the beak.
Yeah. You eat the
Damn.
whole thing. You eat the entire songbird.
Okay, you're up. Way
Yeah.
to go. Clap, clap, clap.
Yeah. The fancy food is not really known for its conservationalist measures.
Yeah, I figured as much. Bluefin tuna.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, we did talk about that
Yeah,
last
we did.
episode. It's coming back to me
So
now.
if you take what did you call that French thing with like the 17 birds?
Roti sans puree.
Yeah, if you take that, how far could you upscale that? Like if you start to include like hogs and like cows and tigers.
You could well, I don't know about tigers. You could take the bustard stuffed with all those other things and stuff that into a small goat and stuff that into a sheep and stuff that into a large hog and stuff that into, I don't know, like an alpaca.
Yeah.
And stuff that into a cow and stuff that into a big ox.
Yeah. Is there
or
a step
buffalo?
up from that? Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, the buffalo.
Like a buffalo.
Yeah.
And then
bison.
Maybe an elephant. You start to stretch yourself thin.
Yeah,
once
I
you
don't.
get up
I don't
to,
see us getting an elephant, Gavin.
or maybe a rhino or a hippo.
All of those things are very hard to get, especially legally.
I don't know. I mean, there might be like going out of business sales at zoos or something.
Oh my God, Gavin. That's what they do. Like the zoo is like, we gotta close, guys. Well, slaughter the animals here.
That is honestly a really legitimate question. What do zoos do when they have to close and they've got nowhere?
They
to
transfer
put
the animals to other zoos, Kevin.
Yeah, but what if the other zoos don't want the animals? What do they do with them?
I'm not going to assume that they just kill them and eat them. That's
Well, I mean, they probably don't do that like normally as a policy. They probably try and find homes for them or reintroduce them into the wild or something. But, if a zoo's going out of business and they're really desperate to get rid of this one hippopotamus and nowhere is going to take it, I bet if you got together with a few people and each chipped in enough money, you could convince, one of the zoo people like to just give you the hippo under the table and like
Can you just imagine trying to hand someone a hippopotamus underneath a table?
No, you know what I mean. It's like a figure of like an under the table deal, but
like bringing in like a really shady black van into the zoo and sort of herding the hippopotamus into it and then busting through the front
that
gates.
would be the other problem is how do you get the hippo out?
Especially if you
the
kill
zoo.
it first. That's much harder to move.
No, actually, it's easier to move once it's dead because that way it's not going to struggle at all. And you can cut it into pieces so it's more manageable to move. Actually, if you killed it and butchered it, it would be very easy to transport.
How are you going to find a place to butcher an animal inside a zoo?
Bring a butcher with you.
Yeah, but I mean, where are you going to actually do the act? Like at midnight? That's probably not good for butchering.
I mean, just like pay some of the zoo people to like look the other way while you butcher a hippo. This has gotten really far off.
Yeah.
My God.
These are some really, really, really crooked like zookeepers. Like, hey guys, we're gonna sell a hippo for like 10 grand. And they got like eye patches and cigars and like silly looking fez suits.
Fez suits?
Yeah, like fezzes and suits.
Okay.
And tweed jackets over the suits.
What?
It's just Kurt Faso.
Yeah, Kurt Faso doesn't have a fez.
He's also a vegetarian.
Yeah.
One of our professors here on campus. He's a lovely man.
Yeah, he's wonderful. Hey, do you know what time it is?
Miller time?
Using big words hurts you.
It's
I
that
know,
time. Right? I looked this week for some words that I thought actually Colin might know some of these, or might have a better guess at some of these than some of the other ones we've had in the past. Because like last time we did it, show 19, I think it was, you had a pretty good idea with like 2 or 3 of them.
It was 2 out of 5, I think.
Yeah, I think you got 2 out of 5.
White and something else.
White and chasmophile.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't actually remember what that means.
Chasmophile is a lover of nooks and crannies.
Oh yeah, that was the one I got by default. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because it's like love of chasms.
Yeah.
Chasms.
So.
Lay it on me.
Hold on, I need to get the music for.
Do we have music?
Well,
I thought it was the big words hurts you.
Well, that's the intro. It's a matter of, I mean, here's what I originally thought for. We did this, and this annoyed the shit out of me.
Yes, it does. Please turn that off.
So
we could play Fortune Days by Glitch Mob.
I thought about it, and I think we're going with this instead.
If you turn that down, I will concede to this. No, turn it down. I am not some.
Actually, I can't stand to listen to that for more than about 10 seconds. So,
all right, are we going with the silent treatment again?
I want to play something, but
play the Legend of Zelda menu music.
Legend of Zelda menu music?
Yes, like 10-hour loop.
Legend of Zelda menu music. 10-hour. Okay.
That's not actually what I was thinking of, but that'll do.
Okay. Well, and this is sort of like calming and it lets you just slip into a mindset of big words.
Yeah.
Lepidopterus. We actually did that one last week, so don't worry about
Something
that one.
to do with spots.
No.
Is that,
that was your guess last week because it sounded like a leopard.
Exactly.
No, it's having 4 wings. Lepidopterus is having 4 wings. But
Yes.
that was last week. Whatever. Or 2 weeks ago. Whatever. Or actually way more than 2 weeks
Come
ago.
on, let's just do the next word.
Yeah. Okay. So the first word this week, the first word is vivers. Vivers. Vivers.
Livers with a lisp. No, it's an organ of some kind.
It's not an organ, but
Was I close with body part?
you are close with body part. I mean, vivers includes body parts, but it's not limited to body parts.
functions of a -1 parabola.
No.
Things you can stick into ears.
No. Well, I mean, I guess you could stick Vevers into ears.
What does it mean?
It means food. Edibles.
Wow, seriously?
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's all it is. Yeah. The next word is Garial. Gharrial. Garial.
Some sort of astonishing liquid of some kind.
You know, also what I realized as I was looking these words up, we haven't been doing this in super, like, in a format that's very beneficial to you in any way whatsoever, because all I'm doing is saying the word and occasionally spelling it. But it occurs to me, usually at spelling bees, they'll have the people, like, use it in a sentence. So, you know what?
Do I get sentences now?
Starting this week, you get me using the word in a sentence.
Yay! I love that.
So would you like to hear Garial used in a sentence?
Yes.
The Garial terrified my sister the other day as we walked along the river.
I'm still gonna go with ghastly liquid in a bottle. What does it actually mean?
No, the Garial is a large Indian crocodile with a very long snout.
Oh, well.
It's just the name of an animal.
That's... Damn it. What is a giraffe, Colin? It's like a... It's a computer with legs. That's a really, really big USB drive.
Oh my god. The next word is entomology. E-N-T...
Fucking seriously? It's a study of bugs.
1 for 5.
What the hell was that? That's so easy.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that word.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Colin 1, Gavin 0.
Aha. I'm getting better at this.
Well, you're 1 for 5 this week. There we go. The next word is lampidomancy. L-A-M-P as in lamp. A-D-O-M-A-N-C-Y. Lampidomancy.
Fuck.
Would you like to hear that in a sentence?
My preliminary guess is something to do with like an art or a practice, something to do with audio. Go on, what's the word? Or what's your sentence?
My sentence is the Red Woman in Game of Thrones is constantly involved with lampidomancy.
Sex?
No, not sex.
In the show anyway, she has a lot of sex with Stannis.
She does, but there's another thing she does very frequently.
Manipulation of audio, like manipulation of talking very well and convincingly. That's something like that.
Yeah, think of the more like primal elements of what she does.
Sex?
No. We ruled that out. Think of who is the lord she worships, Colin.
Of light?
Yes. And also of fire.
Okay, so is it like pyromancy or something?
It's
Manipulation of light. Okay, I didn't know.
It's going to become a drop, isn't it? I'm going to have to make that 5. It's gonna
I didn't think that
drop.
just because the word lamp was in it, it was like gonna be about light. Like,
no, it actually is.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Are you going to guess again, or do you want me
No,
to tell
tell
you?
me. I'm too curious.
It's divination by flame.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, that's really specific. I am not qualified for this highly specified job.
The next word is neoist. N-E-O-I-S-T.
Someone who's fascinated with the future.
Pretty much exactly. One
Yeah.
who loves novelty.
Okay.
Yeah. Alternatively, one who loves Keanu Reeves.
Yes. Whoa. I know Kung Fu.
So I guess that concludes this this week's version of Big Words. I'm going to turn off the Zelda music now.
Yep,
if
that was
you don't
quite
mind.
peaceful actually.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
That was very peaceful.
That's the intro to Ocarina of Time for anyone who's wondering.
I think we might change the music up behind our behind the Big Word segment each time we do it, just so we can have a bit of change. You know? Yeah.
Yes, we'll have some nice change here
just a bit of change
on the radio show. Oh, would you like to talk about Big Words?
Some spare change.
Change.
Spare change.
I always end up whenever I see dudes on the street who want change, I'm always like, I'm sorry, sir, but I don't have any change on me. How often do you think people like that get called sir? Is that just a me thing, or is that an everybody thing?
There's certainly not an everybody thing. I mean, I don't say sir. I'm usually like, sorry man, or sorry mate, or like.
Yeah, you say the man mate thing. I'm like, sorry sir, but I no longer have the currency required to give you provisions.
I mean, I think on some, I guess it has to do with differences of opinion, but I don't know. I feel like they deserve to be, homeless people deserve to be talked to on their level. Not that I'm trying to be condescending and saying, oh, their level, I must stoop down. But I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to make it some big deal or anything. I'm going to talk to a homeless person asking for change, just like I would be talking to, anyone else who I encounter on the street. And, and at least for me, if I were to say sir, for the way I talk and the way that would come out of my mouth, that would sound condescending. Yeah. And I don't want to do that.
I think my problem is I just call everybody who I don't know I meet sir.
if
they're older
totally
than me.
Fine. There's a lot of people that do that, and that's I don't think anyone would misconstrue that with you, the way you do that. I don't think anyone would be like, what a fucking asshole. They'd be like, oh, he's calling me sir, that's nice. Yeah. I mean, it's also just a testament that you even make eye contact and say something to the person asking for change. There's unfortunately a lot of people who don't even acknowledge their existence, which is just come on, it's okay if you're not going to give them change, but if you're not going to acknowledge their existence as a fellow human being in the same space as you, that's just shitty.
It kind of fucks them up too.
Yeah,
it's dehumanizing, and that gets to you after a while.
Yeah. It's not like you owe the homeless person begging for change that, but you're kind of obligated to. At least I feel like you are. At least you're obligated to at least acknowledge their humanity, as you are with everyone. You know?
Come on,
it's
guys.
Common fucking
Dolphins
decency.
are people too.
Do you want to do late night?
Yeah.
It's been about 45 minutes, and we should refresh the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Late night time. Late night. Also, your mic is going to be... the sliders are weird, and I think your mic is just hot regardless of my sliders. So.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
I'll try not to talk really loud.
Yeah. Anyway, late night. You're trying to see if you can hear your scream.
Yeah, I want to see if my mic picked it up because my mic's being really sensitive today.
Did your mic pick it up?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't think so either. Because you were all the way
so
over
we
there.
finally got flagged.
Wait, what?
We got flagged in a foreign country for using Careless Whisper.
Oh, really? What country?
I didn't check. But it's.
I hope it was Bhutan or something.
Yeah.
Are we not flagged in the U.S. for using?
Nah.
Fucking figures that, of course, our podcast would get flagged in a country where no one listens to us.
Yeah. Like the United States.
way too true, actually.
No, all of our listeners are in Canada, actually.
Yeah, both of our listeners, they both live in Canada.
I could believe it. You got to do something in the Yukon.
The Yukon's in Alaska, Colin.
God damn it.
Well, no, it might spill over into Canada a little bit.
My
Canada,
geography is just like,
yeah,
it's not doing so hot.
Yeah, my geography came and went in. No, I'm actually still pretty okay at geography, but a fair amount of it came and went in like high school.
Yeah, I think I remember for high school I had like 9th grade or something. I had to memorize all like where all the countries were in Eurasia.
Oh yeah, I had to memorize.
I don't think I could do that
all
anymore.
the countries were in the entire world. We had to do that in both middle school and high school.
Wow. Even Sealand.
What land?
Sealand? Have you heard of Sealand?
No.
It's a micronation. Like off of England, I think it's like a tiny like a radio outpost in the sea.
Yeah. I have heard of that.
It's the ugliest little shit thing you've ever seen.
Because I looked at it and I looked because like they will, for a certain amount of money, they will make you a lord or like a baron or a count or whatever.
Yes,
and I was like, damn, I would love to be referred to as Lord Kevin Ryan.
It's got a ring to it. I like that. Count Colin Suplee.
Yeah, Baron Suplee.
Baron Suplee. That sounds like it should be naughty, but it does. It's not.
Lord Suplee, Earl Suplee,
King of the Britons,
King of the Who,
Britain. That's where we live. I don't actually remember the line.
I don't remember electing him.
There's no elections. It's a king.
In which we quote Monty Python for.
What's the best line of that? It's like, swords left by old women is hardly the basis for a system of government.
Something like
that.
Yeah. I forget. I haven't
because
seen that
Arthur
movie
finds
he
finds Excalibur in like in the lake left by the someone.
Because
what is her name?
I should
she's
know
important.
This because she's also in Gawain and the Green Knight.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just watched. There's a really terrible campy movie about Gawain and the Green Knight, which barely has anything to do with the poem.
Oh,
but Sean Connery plays the Green Knight.
Oh, that's awesome!
Oh my god, I need to send it to you. I need to find it. And
Speaking of things you sent me, I saw Too Many Cooks. What the fuck?
That is the correct response.
Too many cooks. And then I was just like, all right, this is boring. This is boring. And then suddenly everyone starts dying, and then spaceships and cats and exploding. And
yeah,
it was
I would say
confusing.
spoilers, but really, like, too many cooks, man.
Too many cooks.
Too many cooks.
Just watch it. It's strange and weird, and got me thinking about Adult Swim again.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Adult Swim stuff. They've got some really strange stuff.
Yeah,
that is really cool.
Have you seen was it Venture Bros?
Yeah, I think
that's really good.
I think someone suggested that to me like last semester, and I haven't really watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I think and I always blank on his name, but the voice actor who was Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. He was also David Puddy in Seinfeld.
What is his name? He's the guy who narrates the burger website.
Yeah. Oh my God, he does so many things, and he's got such a great voice.
I'm blanking on his name. It's as soon as you say it, I'm gonna remember it. It's not Ron Perlman. It's someone else.
No, it is really not Ron Perlman. Patrick Warburton.
Yes.
Yep.
The Warble. I love him.
And that's such a Patrick Warburton name too. Or that's such a him name is just Patrick Warburton. The name sounds like the voice is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, Warby. Oh, Patrick Warburton. If I ever, not that I will, if I ever have my own animated cartoon series, I'm like, what voice actors do I want? You and you and you and you and you. And it's like Patrick Warburton. Patrick Warburton will play all of the little old ladies in my show. That'll be great.
He's just a really I don't know if it's possible to find any of his stand-up comedy, but I know
he has stand-up comedy.
Yeah, no.
Whoa.
Because okay, here's the deal. His big break was on Seinfeld.
Okay.
And when the show Seinfeld was going, what they would do is they would bring in stand-up comics who were friends of Jerry Seinfeld to be guest characters on the show. And Patrick Warburton was one of Jerry Seinfeld's comedian friends who he brought on the show.
Wait a minute. Is the main character, his name is Seinfeld?
Yeah.
But he's also played by a guy named Seinfeld?
The main character is Jerry Seinfeld, and he is played by Jerry Seinfeld.
What
Jerry
the fuck?
Seinfeld plays himself.
Okay.
It's a show.
I've never seen the show. I'm prefacing this with that.
It's a show about nothing.
I know.
It's a 90s sitcom about whatever. And then there's a bunch of other people who play different people other than themselves. But and there's a guy named Kramer who you're sort of like.
So I've been told. Also, someone named Gavin.
Yeah, that's from Achievement Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gavin is also. Yeah, you're like if Kramer and Gavin and H.P. Lovecraft all got together and created something.
Just like comedy, H.P. Lovecraft. What? You know what? I'll take it. That's actually fairly accurate of my mental state. I'm pleased with that.
Yeah. No, I think that should be our show title. Kramer and Gavin and H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay, we're done.
Okay.
We're doing it. I
Cool.
like it.
Yep.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, no, you should.
No, I don't have pens or pencils.
No, put it on your fucking phone. Because every week we do this. Every week we're like, oh, show title. Bing. And then, you'll text
Kramer
me.
And
Kramer, Gavin, and H.P. Lovecraft. Because, every week we'll be like, oh, show title. Yeah, this thing. And then, I'll get home and you'll get back to your room and you'll text me and be like, what was that show title? And I'll be like, I have no fucking clue. And you'll be like, oh, I'll make up something.
But I do, and it's great.
Yeah, no, and it is great what you make up, but I wish we stuck to our show titles better sometimes. But it's not a big deal because who the fuck cares? Also, your phone is buzzing like crazy, Colin. Buzz.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with bullshit. Excuse me.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
So, I just knocked the flowers off of that table. Oopsies.
We're all dealing with bullshit at this point in time.
Bullshit. What the hell did you expect?
But fortunately, I'm so excited because tomorrow is my only day of classes this week.
You punts.
Yeah.
I have full studio class. Wait. Oh. When are we leaving on Wednesday again?
6:30.
Okay.
Ish.
I'll probably have time to go to my sculpture class.
Also, I won't be able to drive you to the train station. You'll need to figure out your own transportation there.
What? Why?
Because I won't be driving down there myself.
Okay. How are you getting there?
Adasa's taking me. We'll be spending the day on the east side around her house.
Okay.
So
cool.
You'll need to figure out your own.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. It won't take that long.
No,
I'll
get
there.
Yeah, I mean the bus will take you right downtown, and from downtown to the
it's
train
not a far
station.
walk.
No, it's not a far walk at all. You just have to get on 6th and go north.
I'll bring my video games and books and cozy up for a train ride across the country.
Oh, well, not even across the country.
No, we're just going from Portland to Seattle.
Yeah, up a sliver of the West Coast in reality, but yeah.
The view is nice though, especially when we get up to the lower Puget Sound.
Yeah, the view is. Oh my God, I think we should definitely. No shit, it'll be dark by then.
Oh fuck, you're right. We're not going to be able to see anything.
We're not going to be able to see shit.
Coming back, it'll be pretty.
Yeah, no, coming back, we should ask for a seat on the right of the train.
Yeah.
Because that'll have us sitting right next to the sound and everything. And on the other side, it's just dirt and trees, which are occasionally
hillside,
pretty.
Rock.
Well, and it's not even natural hillside. A lot of the time, it's just sculpted, carved hillside because they had to put railroad tracks there.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, the Amtrak ride from Portland to Seattle and vice versa is gorgeous. And if you're ever needing to get between the two cities but don't want to take the Bolt bus, do the Amtrak. Bolt bus is pretty nice, actually. I did Bolt bus over the summer a few
the
times.
plus side of Bolt bus is it's hella cheap.
Fucking cheap.
Yeah.
So cheap. Not very much seat space though.
Yeah, you can deal with it though for like a $14 ticket from between cities. So.
Yeah, and like honestly, it takes 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
The Bolt bus is so fucking fast.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? It's so fast.
No, I'm serious.
Gotta go fast.
Like, I don't know how they managed to do it, but the Bolt bus just like powers through that drive faster than I would be able to on my own.
Yeah. That's probably because they have a big scary bus, and if you fuck with them, you die because you're a big scary bus.
Yeah, that's...
You don't have to like take small car cautions as much.
That's a large part of it, I think, at least.
One can only hope.
Yeah.
So I found these comics before coming down here to the studio. What was those, like Batman and Soups or something?
Batman and Soups?
It's like Batman and Superman doing silly things. Like Superman's trying to fix the pipes on like his sink, and then he like blows into the pipe to like get the water out so he can fix it. And Batman's sitting on the toilet, and all the water comes up from underneath his butt and just like splatters him. It's silly shit like that.
No, I love silly shit like that. The Batman and Soups.
Or something like that. Soups and Batty.
Soups and Batty.
Yeah. I also found some drawings this morning that were wonderful. They're hybrid animal drawings of sharks and cats, and they're horrifying. I'm still working on what to call them. Are they like carks or are they shats?
The first one. We have answered that question very conclusively just by you saying it aloud. The first one. We should probably wrap it up because the people.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Are the people here gonna show up after us? Is that a thing that happens?
Maybe. I don't know. There's been like not.
Are people falling off their shows, man?
Yeah, I feel like people are just not doing their shows with as much frequency, which is, for people who are just like coming in here and playing a playlist, that's understandable because whatever, that's kind of boring.
Which is why we have a talk show.
Right, exactly. So I mean that's why I love having a talk show. So I know that every week I have scheduled just 1 hour of more or less unstructured, just like chat and fun with Colin.
Yep. Babba-da-babba-doo. Baby-da-bop.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dum.
The Maggie's has really delicious peppermint hot cocoa right now, and it's amazing because it's almost holiday season. I'm just like,
dude.
And I love peppermint in everything. Like I like peppermint ice cream, peppermint cookies, peppermint bark.
I almost said Mepperbrint.
Mepperbrint.
Maybe that should be the shit. No.
Mepperbrint.
No, peppermint is delicious in every way, shape, and form.
Peppermint tea.
Also, hot chocolate is wonderful. Like, remember that hot chocolate I made you with the it was like so intense chocolate?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I might make that again over the Thanksgiving break.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Anyway, we should wrap up.
Everyone, stay warm, have some hot cocoa, find your friends and family, and hug them. Thank you and good night.
Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll be back here in, in another week or so. And we'll have plenty of Thanksgiving revelries to tell you about when we do return. But until then, this has been What the Hell Did You Expect? We'll see you next week on Sunday at 8.
Oh, you never